Make sure to check out our sponsor, Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. They want to buy your cell phone old, broken, or you're just trying to get rid of it. You can contact them right at the number on the screen, text or call. Also, their social media and website is in the description if that's more convenient. If you share their social media accounts on social media, get a chance to win an iPhone. Go check them out. All right, Allen Iverson sat down with, I guess, James Harden, man. And James Harden says that he faces some of the similar hurdles that Allen Iverson faced in the NBA as far as negative comments and criticism and stuff of that nature. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And I agree with this. Nah, none. James Harden criticism is brought on by James Harden. James Harden don't show up in big games. Going back to that Thunder and Heat series where he just didn't show the fuck up, right? At all. And that's holding weight till this day in my Deontay Wilder voice, that he is still not showing up in big games. They played Golden State before they pretty much was Golden State. Well, I think Mark Jackson, and they had a chance to go up 2-0. And James Harden turned the ball over identically in the first and second game, late in that game, and they fumbled the game away. He didn't play good with Dwight Howard. They didn't mix well. He fell out with Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just keep going on. And some people might say, well, Allen Iverson wasn't easy to play with, but they didn't make the Tracy McGrady trade. Stephen A. Smith messed that up. Larry Hughes didn't live up to the bill neither. Okay? Allen Iverson was a 6-foot combo guard that carried Philadelphia to the championship. You know what I'm saying? He was a good two-way player. People don't talk about neither. He could defend. That Sixers team was a great defensive team, and that's what they hung their hat on. Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, I think they got Rajah Bell during the championship run. Dikembe Mutombo. You know what I'm saying? You can keep going on and on and on. Allen Iverson faced criticism and backlash because he didn't give a hell. He didn't care. He wore the baggy jeans, the tattoos, the cornrows. That's why Allen Iverson, was criticized. Not because practice, people don't even know he lost one of his best friends or a family member or something. Allen Iverson was criticized because he broke the mold of the NBA player that was clean cut, that wore suits and stuff. Allen Iverson brought hip-hop to the NBA. Where you watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and he playing Whose World Is... I ain't no joke. Michael Jordan didn't even like rap. Allen Iverson was beat down by the systematic system of the NBA because he broke the mold. Now you see J. Cole performing. You see all them hip-hops performing and how the NBA embraced the culture of hip-hop. That was because Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was a trailblazer, and to me, he's the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. I respect, in a prototypical list, Michael Jordan was, but you talking about the biggest impactful players of all time in the NBA, and I'm gonna explain why James Harden can't make this comparison, right? It's like, Pete Maravich for me. Go back and watch Pete Maravich, the way he innovated the game. Look at some of the drills he was doing. Some of these NBA players can't even do the drills they was doing back then. Innovator. Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest athlete of all sports. Go look it up. Bench 500 pounds. Jump 48-inch vertical. I mean, whew. And he had a dog 40. Me and Lion Killer LC was talking about that yesterday. Wilt Chamberlain is probably the greatest athlete of all time in professional sports history. But then you go Magic and Bird for what they done for the NBA, Jordan and Iverson, and then I would say Shaq. I would probably say Shaq, how dominant Shaq was, and then Steph Curry. Those are the most influential people. And I might be missing a few people here and there, but as far as they influence on or off the court, it was them. It was them, but Iverson faced criticism because he wasn't wearing no suit. He had the cornrows, the tattoos, and nobody daring to do that shit before him. And that's why the NBA didn't let him get a championship. That's why they never dubbed him, no matter how popular he was, how much he was the people's champ. You know what I'm saying? And that rap album he came out also hurt him. He was doing, commercials with Jadakiss. He was too street. He was too raw. He was too raw for the TV. That's why they didn't like Iverson. But the hood loved Iverson. The little suburban kids loved Iverson. Iverson was the merger You know, he had hip hop here, and he had in the hood here, and he had the NBA here, and he brought it together. He brought it to, that was Iverson. Jordan didn't do that. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? He had a dope shoe too. But with Harden saying, oh, I face the same. No, you face criticism because when you get your ass kicked in the social media era, maybe Iverson was doing this too, but it wasn't the social media era. You going to the liquor store, you spending $1 million at the titty bar, you going to the club like you just didn't lose. And you've been a habitual loser your whole career. And every time you lose, you going to the titty bar like it don't matter. Your numbers held no weight. Iverson numbers held weight. Look what he went through in that playoff run. Milwaukee and they big three. Cassell, Big Dog Robinson, and Young Ray Allen, and Vince Carter. And, I mean, woo. I think he went through the Celtics as well, too. Young Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. You had one person to stop, and that was Allen Iverson, and you couldn't do it. James Harden, you got one person to stop on Houston. A lot of times you had multiple players to stop. Eric Gordon wasn't no scrub. Chris Paul wasn't no scrub. Ariza wasn't no scrub. Howard wasn't no scrub. Harden alienates his teammates, man. And it's unfortunate, bro. Because he a talented player, but he didn't have the mindset of kill, 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 especially on both ends of the floor that Iverson did. No. Your criticism is because you don't care about winning. You care about these video game numbers. Iverson played to win. You play for numbers. I'll face some of the same backlash. No, it's not the same. You are a loser. Every time it's time to win, you don't show up. Motherfucker be shooting motherfucker be shooting 80% from the field coming into the game, to a playoff game. Everybody go down. You know what I'm saying? The whole Monstar team going down. They bring some replacement Monstars from Mars. This motherfucker go out there and shoot 1 for 55. Man, get out of here, man, for this James Harden sympathy, bro. I have no respect until he wins for his game, bro. He is one of the most overrated players I've ever seen in that system, just like Steve Nash. You know, Steve Nash had Dirk Nowitzki in a regular Donnie Nelson system, and he was okay. He getting the Mike D'Antoni up and down the court, but when it came to the playoff time, when it came to win, the Phoenix Suns could never get over the hump. Same thing for James Harden. He doing all this crazy shit in this system in the regular season, but when it comes to the real deal playoff time, he ain't nowhere to be found. You know, look at Chris Paul, MVP can. He in my top 5 MVP can. I don't care what nobody say. He had Chris Paul. You know, James Harden, I would face the same criticism as you, and you know, we have to understand this. Nah, fool, you don't. You don't face the same criticism as Iverson. Iverson's criticism was because he bought the hip-hop thug appeal to the league. Your criticism because you a loser. Every time we think you about to get over the hump, you and Tony Romo ain't too different, bro. Like, James Harden and Tony Romo is the same player. Texas stand up. You know what I'm saying? Tony Romo and James Harden the same player right now. When all the chips on the floor, some fluky always happen. May it be a bad call, trip over a shoestring, drink some bad Gatorade. Yeah, when you just think Tony Romo was about to get over the hump, Dez dropped it. When you think James Harden about to get over the hump, Kawhi Leonard injured, going to a game 6, you know, they should take it to 7 and take it. James Harden don't show up. Then he at the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Kevin Durant go down and, not last year, but the other year they had some injuries or whatever. And Chris Paul went down and James Harden could have saved the day or whatever. Last year, Kevin Durant go down and they still couldn't get over them. I ain't trying to hear that, man. James Harden, you criticize because you put all these video game numbers up when it don't matter. And then when it's time to win, you lose. You've been doing this shit when they played Miami, 2012 or something like that. You've been doing this shit for almost like 8 years, bro. 8 years. Don't you ever compare your criticism to Allen Iverson. Iverson showed up in the majority of his big games. You have not showed up in one big game yet. Stop it. And Iverson is going to be too humble and say he don't agree, but in the back of his mind, he's like, man, nigga, what you done? What criticism you took in this league? You know, no criticism like me. He ain't face no criticism. That'd be killing me, dog, these soft-ass players. Dude, just show up and win, and then all the criticism will go out the window. Show up and win. You ain't no damn Allen Iverson, bro. You ain't innovated nothing in this league. You just doing what Steve Nash done. You're going to end up with no championships, man. And the difference between him and Steve Nash is that Steve Nash made his teammates feel comfortable. James Harden Westbrook gonna be out of there too. Watch, give it some time. He gonna continue to chew him up and spin him out. I just thought it was Dwight, and then Chris Paul. Come on, man, get out of here. You had more help than Iverson ever had. You still can't get over the hump. But hey, check out our NBA Talk playlist. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All my social media links in the description. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video, though. Especially if you haven't subscribed, hit the bell icon button and thumbs up the video. But I do appreciate the love, do appreciate the support. Just keep holding me down, bro, and I'm going to keep putting it down the best way I know how. Share the videos. Don't forget, check my other channel out, Motor City Sports Talk, right here on YouTube. Please do. Even if you don't care what I got to say over there about the Lions and Pistons and the city of Detroit, just show me some love. Hit that subscribe button one time for the one time we gone.